Manchester United 3, Sheffield United 2. It was a lot closer than a lot of people thought, this particular match for Manchester United, and in the end 3-2. I didn't really see that coming at the start of play, that Sheffield United were going to be able to score even one goal, let alone two. Before this game they'd only scored 5 fucking goals all season, and yet they put 2 past us tonight. And I mean, certainly that first goal, all goalkeeping error. We've started with Dean Henderson in goal, and it was an error from Dean Henderson. I mean, I wanted to see him start in goal. I think De Gea's made a lot of errors for Manchester United over recent seasons, and I think he deserves his chance, but really didn't cover himself in glory with that opening goal. And we were behind yet again, which I was pretty happy with the starting lineup, to be honest. There wasn't any positions. I mean, Matic maybe potentially would have been the only query there in the starting lineup. Besides that, I was very happy with that starting lineup. It was pretty much what I predicted. I think the only difference, what I wanted to see, was I said put Fred in there instead. I think I said Fred instead of Matic. I didn't go for Matic anyway. And so apart from that, that was pretty much the starting lineup I would have chosen, to be honest, and falling behind. But in the end, the Manchester United forwards, the quality was probably just too much for them. I mean, we've got ourselves back in it with a nice strike through Marcus Rashford, and then a great ball from Pogba allowed Anthony Martial to get himself on the goal scoring charts again for Manchester United, 'cause he hasn't been at his best at all this season for Manchester United. And going into half time 2-1 up, was pretty damn pleased with that, and I thought hopefully Manchester United can go on and swat this fucking shit aside, because no disrespect to Sheffield United, this is a bunch of shit. They've lost, but previous to this game, they've lost 10 out of 11 fucking league games. So we had to go and put this shite to bed. We got that second half, we got that goal to make it 3-1, and I thought surely now we can really fucking hammer these cunts, really put these cunts to bed. And we haven't been able to do that, which is disappointing for me. We've got to be ruthless and go out there and put these sort of sides to bed, because we know our defensive frailties are there to be seen. And that was a nice work goal from Manchester United. Most players were involved in that, and I thought Pogba was great this evening, and for me probably man of the match for Manchester United. But nice to see Rashford get himself another goal. That's 2 goals for him this evening. He's really starting to rack up the goals this season, is Rashford, which is really good to see. Hopefully Greenwood can get himself back along the goals as well soon, because I'm not too sure what the fuck's happened with him this season. He hasn't been nowhere near at his best. I know he was out of the team for a bit, but he's nowhere near. He's been a shadow of the player that he was last season, and it is a real concern for Manchester United. And he was ultimately the first player to come off the pitch. A lot of people disappointed that we saw Donny van der Beek not come on for the first substitution, and it was Juan Mata that come on. But to be honest, you're looking around, and to be honest, Greenwood's place in the team at this moment in time with no Cavani was pretty much nailed on a starter, and he hasn't really been performing like a starter recently. And I do believe that if we'd actually signed a Jadon Sancho in the summer, I'm not so sure Greenwood would have got a lot of game time with the performance he's putting in this season, and it would have been a worry for Mason Greenwood. But for his sake, he's lucky that Sancho didn't come in. Although Sancho isn't performing at his best at Dortmund, you bring a player in for 100 odd million, there's no way he's not starting ahead of Greenwood. No way Solskjaer would have started Greenwood ahead of Sancho if we'd bought him in. So, and the same could have been said if we'd bought Haaland in the previous transfer window. What sort of game time would Greenwood be getting now would be probably minimal compared to what he is getting, because he's basically, that front three at this moment in time, for me, it's basically picking itself, because there is no real other options. You're looking on the bench, and the options were shit tonight. There was no Agallo, there was no Cavani, so there was no other striking options on the bench. Your best bet to bring off the bench in the forward attacking areas is Dan James or Juan Mata, to be honest, because Donny van der Beek's less attacking than that. And even Juan Mata, I wouldn't play him in a wide position. It's just putting square pegs in round holes. It really fucking is. I just never understood it. So there wasn't really any attacking options on that substitutes bench, which is probably why he. But I mean, he didn't really need to change it up when we were 3-1 up anyway. But I know people are grumbling about the lack of substitutions after around the 70 odd minute mark. But we were winning 3-1. Why did he need to really alter it? I mean, to be honest, these players are fit as a fiddle. I mean, they shouldn't need to be rested all the time. We were 3-1 up. The game wasn't sealed at 3-1, was it? I mean, you can change it up if we've got got great options on the bench, but there was no Cavani, so that would have given us maybe another option. He may have changed it a bit sooner if he'd been on the bench. I'm not too sure where Cavani is at the moment. I mean, before he said that he was working on the pitch, or he was playing on grass. Then yesterday he said that he was probably not going to make this game. I don't know why he's leaving it too long before he brings him back, because there is a potential that he could get a 3-game ban now, which is shit, because we will have to be relying on these players. And we've seen how inconsistent Martial has been at the start of this. Well, it's been fucking abysmal up till this game, but it's great to see him back playing well and scoring goals, because although I've been a critic of Martial, I don't want to see him play shit. I don't want that. I want him to play fucking brilliant for Manchester United. I want him to score every single fucking week. I would be fucking happy if he was proving me wrong. I really would, but I just don't see consistently over time he is consistent enough. But we'll have to wait and see. And obviously with Greenwood so out of form and inconsistent as well lately, it's putting a lot more emphasis on Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes. It was probably a quieter game for Fernandes tonight than it has been for some games. Didn't get himself a goal or an assist, but it's nice to see, even though it's only against Sheffield United, who are bottom of the league with 1 point, they're still a Premier League club, and it was nice to see that we won the game without Bruno Fernandes assisting or goal scoring this evening. And as I say people talk shit about Pogba saying he wants to leave, but he's not playing recently like a player that wants to leave Manchester United. He's playing well lately, which is why I can see why he's being picked ahead of Donny van der Beek. This is a results business, and at this moment in time, Pogba is playing better than when Donny van der Beek's played on the pitch. Donny van der Beek has played okay for Manchester United when he's played. I know some people say he hasn't been given the game time he probably deserves. Maybe he hasn't, but Pogba hasn't had a lot of game time this season, and the last 3 or 4 games Pogba has been a lot better than some players have been this season, the likes of Donny van der Beek. So he's affecting games, and when you get your chance, you've got to take it, which is why Paul Pogba's back in the starting lineup. It's good, and people are going to slag it off because apparently he wants to leave. Who gives a shit if he wants to leave in the summer? We'll sort that out in the summer. As long as he performs well on the pitch for Manchester United, I couldn't give a shit what happening at the end of the season. Just perform now, help Manchester United win games of football, and that's all that matters. I mean, they've got a late goal, Sheffield United, to bring it back to 3-2, and then that was a fucking hairy moment when Dean Henderson was pulled into action and pulled off a decent save. I think it was a save that I would personally expect a goalkeeper of his ability to make, but it was still a good save to make. And if we'd let a fucking 3rd goal in and drawn 3-3 like we fucking did here last season, I would have been fucking fuming. I really would have been, because we've got to win these games. I mean, we've still got that game against Burnley in hand. We don't know when that's going to be played. That might not be played till apparently getting on for March if we progress in the League Cup. So at the moment in time, we need all the points we can get to keep us up the table. I think we're 5th in the league at the moment, which isn't bad with the game in hand, considering Ollie's apparently a fucking PE teacher. But anyway, we won the game. That's all we could do. I know people are going to talk shit saying, well, you only beat Sheffield United 3-2. I don't give a fuck. I said before the game, I was actually saying to someone before the game, I would take an own goal, winning goal, 1-0 this evening, because I just wanted to fucking win this game of football. I really did, and we've done that. Paul Pogba for me, man of the match. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you're watching this on Facebook, please do hit that share button, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.